First ever mapping exercise conducted by the Central Bureau of Investigation on 2015 says there are 3 million NGOs registered in India, and this data is submitted to the Supreme Court of India. This figure is double the number of schools exist in India and 250 times more than government hospitals in India. So how many NGOs are active so far? So NGO Darpan portal, a Government of India portal, have says that there are 5 lakh plus NGOs are active now, and that is increasing day by day. Uttar Pradesh is the highest registered NGO, which is 13% of total NGOs registered in only in UP. We have conducted a small survey. We have asked a lot of people that NGO शब्द सुन के आपका माइंड में क्या आता है? So you may see this.
NGO सुन के सबसे पहला आता है समाज सेवा, उसके बाद आता है जानवरों के लिए, फिर कुछ चीज़ों में टैक्स सेविंग्स में भी काम आता है, कॉर्पोरेट्स में, फैक्ट्रीज में, बिजनेस में, और लोगों को हेल्पफुल भी है। कई लोग चोरी भी करते हैं इस चीज़ से।
एनजीओ एक टाइप का ग्रुप जो किसी एक आइडियोलॉजी पे काम करता हो, सोशल सर्विस या कुछ और भी हो सकता है।
एनजीओ होता है जिसमें अनाथ बच्चे या उनका ध्यान रखने के लिए वो होता है।
कुछ एनजीओ के विषय में मेरे को ज़्यादा जानकारी तो है नहीं, मैंने अपने फ्रेंड सर्कल में भी सुना है कि हम एनजीओ चला रहे हैं।
बस एनजीओ का नाम हमने सुना है, वैसे हमें पता नहीं है कि मतलब ये क्या होता है एनजीओ।
अच्छा, क्या करता है, क्या होता है
ये नहीं पता, लेकिन सुना है बस।
अच्छा,
हाँ,
मैंने भी बस इकोनॉमिक्स की बुक्स में पढ़ा था बस।
एनजीओ बोल के
ये एक सरकारी संस्था है जिसमें अगर कोई मतलब कि जिसका कोई नहीं है देखने वाला, उसको मतलब कि एक अनाथ लोगों को सेवा करने का ये सरकारी संगठन है शायद।
एनजीओ बेसिकली मेरे हिसाब से क्या लगता है कि जैसे किसी को मतलब जैसे फ्री का कुछ खाना देना, या किसी के समाज सेवा करना, या फिर शेल्टर देना, जैसे ओल्ड एज के लिए एनजीओ होता है, या ऑर्फन बच्चों के लिए और उनके लिए एनजीओ होता है। तो यही मतलब एनजीओ का ये मतलब
तो सरकारी संगठन है एनजीओ,
मतलब मुफ्त सेवा देता है, प्रदान करता है।
हाँ, मेरे कॉलेज में एक है एनजीओ है, मतलब एनजीओ नहीं कह सकते, मतलब एक तरह से कुछ इस टाइप की संस्था टाइप की है। तो जहाँ पर वो बच्चों को मतलब जैसे ठंडी में बूढ़े और बच्चों को वो बांटते हैं, कंबल बांटते हैं, खाना बांटते हैं। और कभी कभी क्या होता है कि जैसे अगर किसी का बर्थडे पड़ रहा है तो अगर वो बंदा चाहे तो अपना कुछ डोनेट करके उन बच्चों को खाना खिला के और उनसे हैप्पी बर्थडे या ऐसा कुछ मतलब बुलवा सकता है।
वो अपने लेवल पे डोनेट कर सकता है।
डोनेशन, हाँ डोनेशन बेसिकली, मतलब एनजीओ सुनते ही डोनेशन एक वर्ड दिमाग में आता है पहले।
ओह नाइस। कुछ लोग को टैक्स सेविंग आ जाता है, बाई को डोनेशन याद आता है। थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू।
देयर आर एंटायरली डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ ओपिनियन फ्रॉम द पीपल। कुछ लोग एनजीओ के बारे में बिल्कुल जानता है, बट दे आर नॉट वेल अवेयर ऑफ व्हाट एक्चुअली एनजीओ आर डूइंग। कुछ लोग एनजीओ के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत जानता है, और लेट्स सी इस वीडियो में व्हाट एक्चुअली एनजीओ आर एंड व्हाट टाइप्स ऑफ एनजीओ आर एग्जिस्ट इन इंडिया, एंड एक्चुअली एनजीओस क्या करता है। चलिए देखते हैं। आई एम मिस्टर केबी, दिस इज ओनली इम्पैक्ट। द टर्म एनजीओ वाज काइंड बाय द यूनाइटेड नेशन in 1945. So before also there are a lot of NGOs are exist, but in different names. After World War II, when the United Nations formed, there should be a separate name was needed to separate the government entity with the private entities who is working for the common good. So the NGO name, the term was introduced in the Article 71 of the UN Charter. The World Bank defined NGO as private organization that pursue activities to relieve suffering, promote the interest of the poor, protect the environment, provide basic social service, or undertake community development. Okay. NGOs is not just for the donation box for the poor. There are multiple level of NGOs, there are multiple types of NGOs. For example, the main motive of the NGO is for the common good, for the people development. So for example, talab kodna, pond rejuvenation, for the government school development, any infrastructure development, or any disaster relief. So these all are also contributed by the NGO. Some NGOs run on 50,000 per year with volunteers. Some NGOs run or have a turnover of 500 crores plus. World Bank classified there is a mainly two different types of NGOs. One is an operational NGOs and another one is the advocacy NGOs. Operational NGOs as classified as a multiple other categories, kind of local NGO, national NGO, and maybe an international NGO. And advocacy NGOs usually not directly work for the service based. They are for the advocacy, they are for the policy making. And the main part is how NGOs are funded. And first of all, why NGOs are funded? So NGOs need money to run the project, to pay for the staff, to pay for all the liabilities which they have. NGO grants are typically come from the government agencies or any government ministries, CSR department of the companies, or international philanthropy agencies, or maybe individual contributions, donations, membership. So there are a lot of NGO grants are exist now. Firstly, government grants. These grants are provided by central or state ministries to the NGOs like Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Rural Development Schemes, or State Social Welfare Departments. They support projects like childcare, women shelter, old age home, de-addiction center, skill training, SC/ST welfare and rural development and many more. The second one is the CSR grant. इसके बारे में हमने lot of videos बना रखा है. Maybe you can see it in the description box. So companies who are eligible for the CSR, they have to spend for their 2% of the average net profit for the community. So how they implement the project? They implement project through NGOs. Third one is the international grants. There are a lot of international agencies also fund NGOs for the people development like UNICEF, USAID, UNDP, WHO and many more foundations. And the fourth one is the private and family philanthropy. A lot of family philanthropy in India like Tata, HCL, Asim Premji have their own foundations and they funded to a lot of NGOs to run the projects on ground. So how the NGOs can apply for this grant? Firstly, they need to register. There are 3 types of NGO registration in India: trust registration, society registration and section 8 company. So these are all the 3 different types. So one among these 3, the NGO must be registered. So after registration, there are some of the compliance document which every donor will ask, like ATG 12A for the tax redemption and CSR form 1 for the CSR grant, particularly NGO Darpan registration for any government grant. So once you registered and once you get all this kind of compliance document, then you need to found the right donor. So which donor you are going to focus? Either you are going to focus a government fund or CSR fund or any individual donation or contributions, whatever. Just you need to focus on your donor and you need to draft the proposal in the next phase. Proposal drafting is based on your interest and based on the donor interest. Then once the proposal has drafted, then you need to apply through a mail or any government portal. That the link I will give it to you in the description box. So once you applied, then the verification will happen. Once the verification happened, so the fund will be released. So what are the basic eligibility criteria for an NGO? So your NGO must be old a minimum of 1 year, or some CSR grant is asking for the minimum 3 years of old NGO. And your financial transactions, your turnover, everything should be transparent. And the another thing is that you should have all kind of reliable or the compliance documents and also a past project experience. If for example, if you are applying for the education project, you must demonstrate an expert in the education related projects. So similarly, a different kind of projects also. Some of the documents very much needed for any NGOs are registration certificate, trust deed, society bylaws or memorandum of associations, ATG and 12A certificate, CSR form 1, NGO Darpan ID, PAN or Aadhaar for trustee, audit reports preferably for last 3 years, bank statement, annual report, staff and office location, project proposal with a budget sheet. What are the common reason for a grant is rejected for an NGO? So there can be multiple reasons. One can be a donor interest is not matched with your interest or not matched with your proposal, and maybe very very poor financial transactions, or maybe you are a very newly formed an NGO and you are applying for any grant, or any kind of lagging of the compliance documents. So there can be multiple reasons. So that we'll see in upcoming videos in detail also. So NGO नाम सुन के आप लोग का माइंड में क्या आता है? What you think about NGOs? That can be anything comes to your mind. Please written in your comment box. So I hope in this video you know basics about NGOs and what is the perception of NGOs of the people. So in the next videos we will see what kind of registration and what is the procedure of registrations, and the main thing, which is the project proposal writing. We'll explore how to write the project proposal in line by line. So let's see in the next video. I am your Mr. KB. This is Only Impact.